leave me behind.
Oh yeah. Well, Amy, what are you gonna do?
Look, it's Shadow.
Stop talking to yourself. Now, those of you who watched the Sonic X cutscene, or at least let's hear this. Those who have played SA2 know the scene where Amy convinces Shadow to actually go help save the planet. In the Sonic X series, Amy was actually replaced with Chris Thorndike.
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
Pretty much just gives up on life.
I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance.
Which Amy's moving words kind of made Shadow remember Maria's final words. Final words from Shadow's pretty much best friend ever.
That's what I promised her, and I must keep that promise.
Oh, look, a tear.
I wished for. I've got to go now. I have to keep my promise to Maria and you.
What did you promise Amy? So, it's pulsing. It's kind of weird. And again, another reference to SA1, I guess you could say.
The shrine of the Master Emerald. They probably designed the core of the shrine to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Which is kind of weird, because there are actually emeralds there. And I don't how did the emeralds get there? Oh, the emotions! It's attacking us with emotions! And a giant lizard! Now this, boys and girls, is actually the prototype of the ultimate life form.
Life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
Leave this one to me.
Shadow, what are you doing?
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of my prototype, that's what.
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emeralds.
So yeah, now we get to fight the prototype of Shadow the Hedgehog, the Bio Lizard. Now how it's actually kind of explain how you got from a big old lizard to a piddly little hedgehog, but you kind of have to play Shadow the Hedgehog to find out. Now the main way to fight this boss is mostly run away from it. It's gonna try to eat you with its little gummy mouth. You have to wait for it to get tired out, grind up its support wires, and hit it right in the life support system. Boom! Every time you do that, he gets angrier and angrier, starts at certain points throwing dark energy balls at you. Now one thing you do need to keep out for, like dangerously keep out for, is watch out for the little splits in the road. Because if you jump down there, while you can recover, it's going to be very unlikely. And you will die. I'm talking about the piss water, little canals. Yep, so after you dodge all the dark balls, either jumping over them or jumping over them or rolling under them, just wait for them to get tired, and that. This pretty much is I believe it's like 2 more times, and then at least 1 more time I believe, and then something different happens. Ugh. I hate this stage because I'm always wary about the little canals, because you can just keep running and not even worry about it, but that's kind of very hazardous. Ugh. More rings! I require that to live. We're good. We're good. We're good. Wanna get tired already, please? Thanks, bro. Now, one thing about this boss is it's actually represented the Dreamcast era boss, the Dreamcast era final boss in Sonic Generations for the 3DS. For some reason, it makes sense because you know, this is like technically the final boss if you think about it, but it's kind of plays by in the SA2. It's kind of played by Shadow, and in Generations, it's played by Sonic. So, not sure how I feel about that. I'm gonna die here. I'm like dangerously close to death. Yep, this is the bit. In order to now attack the life support system, being he's starting to get smart, you have to homing attack his little pink ball things, while being dangerously careful not to miss any and get hit in the process. Now I desperately need some rings, so I'm just going to grab these two and run like a small child. Another thing you need to look out for in this boss is running too fast. If you go way too fast, you can not only fall in the canals, but you have to deal with his... you have to deal with his tail. Now this is pretty much the Bio Lizard, the prototype of the ultimate life form.
Their surfaces are designed to absorb
Yeah, Omochao, I get it.
As long as he's equipped with that red life support system, he's invincible.
How's Omochao here? But enough of Omochao. I probably should explain the boss myself, being it is my playthrough. Now, in order to actually harm the Bio Lizard, being he is no prototype of the ultimate life form, you have to hit him straight in the life support system. The kind of glowing red dot on the top. When doing that, while waiting for the chance to attack to happen, you have to keep running, make sure you don't get gummed up by the Bio Lizard, as well as making sure you dodge any Dark Ball attacks or Dark Pulse attacks he's about to do in like a few seconds. Ugh. Now the ones on the floor you have to jump over, and the ones on the air you kind of have to roll under with your somersault. After you do that, he tires out again, and you smack him once more. Now you do have to keep very wary of the canals, because there's two in the circular road you're running across while trying to fight the Bio Lizard. And if you fall down there, it's semi-unlikely that you will... Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Sir! I want to be free! Semi-unlikely that you will not survive. You also need to keep out for running too fast, because if you run too fast, you will have to deal with the Bio Lizard's tail, which kind of extends the fight longer than necessary, and you don't really want to do that. Being this is a boss fight, you want this thing done as quickly as possible while enjoying yourself. As you can see, he's probably getting very upset the fact that I keep hitting his only source of life. Does not make me feel safe. I don't like it. Doesn't help the fact that I'm using my Wii to HDMI cord plug-in, making everything dark, so the Dark Pulse balls are kind of a smidge harder to see. Now, since we hit him like 3 times, he's starting to get a little pissed, so he starts summoning his little pink balls for armor. But the sad thing is, you can now hit him by homing attacking on the Dark Balls and smack him straight in life support. Again. I believe he does that twice, so all you gotta do is just dodge the normal attacks and make sure you do that, while not dying in the process, or falling in the canals. Now this level, since a little trivia, since I gotta kill time, this boss is actually representing the Sonic Generations boss in, well, Sonic Generations for the Dreamcast era boss. Strangely enough, it's played by Sonic, but not Shadow, even though in SA2, it's played by Shadow. That's probably because there's not really, another boss you could use, except for, in Heroes, the Egg Emperor, but they decided Bio Lizard, because why not? I guess it's more memorable. And there we go. Once you make him in the red, he starts getting really pissed off and decides that he's done with your nonsense. So he turns on anti-gravity, which kind of forces you to maneuver through this little maze of pink balls. praying that Guy don't get hit, and homing attacking him. And there we go. The Biolizard is now dead and dusted. You're welcome, Earth.
Get out, you ugly prototype.
I agree with that statement. He's pretty ugly.
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is
The
in
chant that was
which
said in Sonic Adventure 1.
Power is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this.
Stop the Chaos Emeralds.
Hey, look, the Master Emerald's big again. I thought I killed you! You should be dead!
Is it gone? Is that what chaos control is?
I don't think the Biolizard is Chaos Control.
Since we stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth?
Because it's still in motion! That's one determined lizard.
Sonic?
Do something! So now we're gonna do it every final boss. Fucking face Knuckles. She's like so amazed by this, or dumbfounded. So now we're gonna do what every last story does in a Sonic game. We turn Super Sonic! And Super Shadow. Sonic looks like he's like, they both look like they're rolling dice. And Snake Eyes. Anime transformation scene, and boom, we're Super now. This is like the only game where Shadow is actually portrayed in the Super form as, it's like silvery or a golden white Shadow instead of just gold. So now we're doing the final hazard, the Supersonic fight for this game. Now the basic controls are this: A is to go up, B is to go down. While you're pressing A and B, you have to aim for the boils around the Biolizard. Now the funny thing, when you hit the Biolizard, you switch over to your next, I guess, Hedgehog. You have to keep very good eye on your rings count though, because if you go above or at least below like a certain point, you kind of have to switch with the other Hedgehog. So if I'm like at 5 rings, I need to bum rush it above or below to the other side of the Biolizard. And once you do that, you switch to the other character. You can't like do that willy-nilly though, because you kind of have to. The amount of time you spend in the other side determines how many rings Supersonic has, so if you switch over manually. Now, Eggman isn't joking about that. We actually have 4 minutes to actually beat the Biolizard. At a certain point, we start entering the Earth's atmosphere, and everything starts becoming red, indicating, you know, we are starting to become on fire or set ablaze or stuff like that. So at the 4 minutes, we lose. So you do have to keep that in mind. Now overall, this boss isn't really that hard, though it's not really that easy. You do have to keep watch of the lasers, the little ball shields you have, or like the ball shields the Biolizard has, and well, yeah, that's about it. I believe at this point it actually combines the two, where it has a ball shield and lasers. And depending who you actually deal the final blow with determines who actually has the speaking role. So, pretty much, the game has you end up with Shadow doing the final role. So I'm going to leave it like that. I don't feel like risking it, being I have like 35 rings. Oh. I might need a switch. Because the lasers, I hate the lasers so much. The balls I can deal with. The lasers. Oh god, the lasers. The boil's down there. The boil's down there. Oh no, I gotta switch. I'm just gonna switch. Yo, Sonic, switch with me. Tag in. So he's got 30 rings. I really gotta bummer shit now. As you can see, everything's starting to get redder, indicating we're getting closer. Oh no. That's becoming an issue. Come on. Got it! The day is saved, thanks to Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow!
Did you really think you had a chance?
Did you really? Oh. As you see, we're kind of reaching our Earth's atmosphere but in the background, so I guess it's kind of appropriate.
No way that's getting through.
Shadow, abandon him.
Maria.
Give them a chance to be happy.
So now we're taking the Space Colony Arc head on, using a giant ball of chaos control. Unfortunately, dooming Shadow to fall to the Earth, where he presumably died.
Promise I made to you.
I guess Shadow couldn't handle all the chaos energy being released at that point. He wasn't used to the chaos energy since this is his first game. While Sonic has been used to it for like quite a few games, at least in his super form.
Where is Shadow?
One of Shadow's inhibitor rings were somehow fell off.
Professor created him.
It's never really, it's the only reason, the only way his inhibitor rings that have actually been shown throughout the Sonic series is here or in 06, where he actually like somewhat physically takes them off to unleash his full power.
I guess you're right.
As a child,
Now, the thing about the very last story is, you remember how Shadow fell to Earth? He was actually supposed to be dead.
he was my hero.
Shadow was meant to die right then and there and not be brought back for the series. But since many fans enjoyed his, I guess, his character look and his attitude and his appearance, because, he's a dark, mysterious type, they decided he's still alive. But for like the next, what was it, 2 games, it kind of like, in Heroes it kind of references,
So what's next for you?
he might be real, he might be not, but they actually made a full game for him in a much darker tone, because Shadow's supposed to be the ultimate badass or whatever, explaining who Shadow is, what happened to him, and why he's like how he is and such. Now for final thoughts on the SA2 battle. It did improve a lot graphically from the remake of the Dreamcast version, SA2 for Dreamcast. But I'm gonna reference something my friend Rox3139 says a lot. It hasn't aged well. When I go back to SA2 from after playing games like Generations or Colors or Unleashed, it feels clunky. It feels there are many levels where I don't feel safe. Not in the safe where the game is supposed to make me not feel safe. It makes me feel safe, not feel safe as in the way it controls, because certain areas feel certain areas feel how can I say it? Just unsafe. That's all I have to say. It feels unsafe. While most people say this is like their favorite Sonic game, though, I'm gonna again repeat something that Rox1359 said. they're kind of blinded by nostalgia. Being SE2 Battle released on the GameCube, like the first Sonic game on the GameCube, and which kind of brought in a lot of, I guess, Nintendo fans into the Sonic series, which is why they cite this game as their favorite game ever. It's not my, well, in my personal favorite, it's not my personal favorite game ever. It did somewhat have that effect on me, where Nintendo, I did have a GameCube, get the game and enjoy it quite a bit because of its new graphical upgrade and new multiplayer modes and stuff like that. But I did play it on the Dreamcast along with Sonic Adventure 1, and that's where it kind of hooked me in the Sonic series. Overall, gameplay-wise, I understand why they wanted to bring back, since many people liked Adventure back in the day, I don't understand why they wanted to bring back, you know, treasure hunting and the Sonic levels, you know, kind of split the characters off in the light, hero, and dark, giving, you know, making it a bit edgier, like an action movie or something like that. But I just didn't like how they kind of shoved Tails in a mech for no reason. Treasure hunting levels, they're fine. I don't really like them that much, but they're fine. Sonic levels, Sonic and Shadow levels. Sonic more importantly because, you know, his levels are more fun. They're more based on him, and Shadow's levels are just most of Sonic levels ported over to Shadow. But I think it's my fun. I think that's the thing. It's a good game. It's not the best game though. So I think this is where I should say my final thoughts, or at least my goodbyes. So a new day brings new adventure, and for my case, a new playthrough. So next time we meet, we're going to be doing probably another Sonic playthrough, aka Sonic Heroes. Speaking of which, rest easy heroes. So this has been Nefer Baller, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.